Hey data enthusiast, welcome back to Guide Coachings, the go-to channel for all things data-driven. I welcome you to another exciting episode of our Python programming series, where we will uncover the power of read, write, and append modes in file handling. Picture this: you are working on a project that involves reading data from file, writing output to a file, and appending new information to existing files. How do you handle these tasks effectively and securely? That's where file handling comes into play. In this tutorial, we will dive deep into the world of file handling, exploring its practical implications and demonstrating its importance in various coding scenarios. So grab your coding gear and get ready to revolutionize your coding data management skills while with file handling in Python. In case you have not subscribed us, please do subscribe, and by subscribing you are not just keeping up with the latest insights, you're joining a family passionate about leveraging data for success. Now, speaking of success, I have something truly exciting to share with you. Many of you have been asking for a more immersive learning experience, and guess what? Your wish is our command. I am thrilled to announce our exclusive 3 months online course for aspiring data analysts. Yes, you heard it right. In this comprehensive program, we will equip you with the skills needed to navigate the data landscape like a pro. From understanding the fundamentals to mastering advanced analytics techniques, we have got it all covered. First two demo classes are absolutely free, so you can join the classes on Saturdays and Sundays between 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So if you are serious about taking your data game to the next level, check out the link in the description for more details and secure your spot today. Okay, so let's get started about today's topic. So there are 3 questions we are going to unravel the mysteries of. The first one is why file handling is so important. Okay, so we are going to see the crux of the topic, that is why it is important, why we cannot just use other things, other means to save our data. First thing. Then second is types of files in Python. Okay, so how many types of files are there which are available in Python, and how you can use them. And the third and the most important topic we are going to cover is types of modes into a file handling. While you are handling a file, there is the most important mode is the most important part which you need to deal with. Okay, so we are going to demystify each of these 3 questions one by one, and stay in the video. Please do not skip a bit. If you skip it, you will not be able to understand what we are talking about, and you might miss the gist of it. Okay, so let's get started with the why file handling is so important. So there are 5 main reasons why file handling is important. So the first is data persistence. Okay, so you are handling a data and you want to keep the data persistent. That means constant data, and you want to save it, the important data. So at that time you will create a file and you will store that. Then the second part comes, that is data sharing. So you want to share your data on 2 different geographically distributed locations. So at that point you will be using files to save your data from on one location, and then you can securely transfer it on into the another location. Now the third point is about data backup. So if you want to save your data again, to save it from getting damaged or disturbed or lost, at that time you will take a backup and you will create files for that. And the fourth topic is data analysis. So once you have created your data, you have kept it into a file, now you have a raw data, you have managed that raw data or unstructured data to a structured data. Now you want to do a business analysis and find out certain findings on it. So for that matter you will use files to do a data analysis. And the last and the most important point, that is your log files. So data logging is a kind of a framework or a kind of a procedure which you will use while you are writing a script. So let's imagine you have written 1,000 line of code, and at 99 line number 99 or line number 1000 you are getting an exception or you are getting an error which you want to backtrace or want to debug it. So every time you will not be able to, it will not be a smart solution to execute your query every time to find out what is going wrong. So what you can do, you can just do a plugin of file logging, where it will hold all the data which you have executed. It will hold all the results into a file, and it will keep that file forever for you, unless you delete it or you have certain cron job to delete it. So for using that logging of the file, it will execute each and every step onto the console and store it into the file, so that you can go back and check it anytime, or you want to share that result with anybody, you can do that. And that is the most important part of it. So that data logging is again a fifth important point which you can use. Now moving on to what is file handling. So file handling has two types. Basically file has two types. The first one is your text file, and the next one is your binary file. Now what is binary file? So binary file is like your images, your your images, your audio files, or your code, binary codes. Generally it is a big in size, so the compact information it stores in 0 and 1 format. So that is why it is binary file. Most of the time it is used by the system. Okay, it is not readable by humans, and we are not able to understand that. So that is why it is binary code, and this is the file type. Now we talk about the most famous type, that is text file. So text files is human readable. We can create it, we can use it for our purpose, for our analysis. So here we have plain text source code. We can, as we talked about the execution report, we can have a source code as well into the file, and configuration files as well we will have. And then there are other types as well. So in text file we have like JSON files. We have seen it into our previous videos. If you have not seen that, you can go check out the click on the I button, and then get the details of JSON file, how to handle JSON files. Then we have CSV file, comma separated values. Okay, then we have XML files, then we have pickle files. These two files are most of the time are not used, but JSON and CSV are the most famous, whereas JSON file is again very famous in terms of the priority. So this is the how the priority is. Then we have we have a text file. So plain text is again going to be considered over here. Now we will talk about the file mode. So imagine you are creating a file. Okay, by creating, visually is very easy. You just right click on it, and then you go to the text file or folder, and then you just create it. But if you are creating it programmatically, then there are three access modes which are available. So the first one is read, write, the second one is write, and the third one is append. Okay, these are the three modes which are available in Python. So we are going to see them one by one. Okay, so the first one is there are actually 6, but the other 3 are the extension of the first 3. So first important are 3, that is reading a file. So we will denote it by R. Okay, don't worry about the syntax. We are going to discuss it on the practical window, but first we will complete the theoretical part, because theory holds also the equal importance. Now we will talk about R. So what is R represents? R represents reading operation, reading of a file. Okay, so we are assuming that the file is ready over there, and we are reading the data from that particular file. Okay, now once you read it, somebody has written it, so write W. Okay, so we will be writing a file. If you want to write a file, we will be giving as W, and we will be writing that file. Now what will happen? Imagine a situation that file is not present and you want to write it. So what will happen in that case? Yes, first the file will be created, and later the data will be entered into that particular file. We are going to see that practically, and how it works we are going to see that as well. Okay, now we have A, that is append, and there is one limitation in W, that is it writes the file, but the file is already there and something is already written over there, it overwrites it. Okay, overriding is a concept. Okay, where it will be rewriting the file. Okay, whatever data is present over there, it will delete that and it will rewrite the data inside a file. So it is again usable, important whenever you are working in certain situation. As you go ahead, I'll tell you when you can use w and when you can use append. So now there is a situation that, okay, I don't want to clean all the data from the file. I just want to add more data to the file as and when the execution happens, or as and when the user adds some information to it. So in that case, I will be using append, that is a. Okay, so it will open a file and it won't overwrite the existing data. It will add to that particular data. Now the next file type is r plus. Now what is r plus? Read plus write. Okay, read plus write. If you want to read it, then first now the priority is again different. First you will write it, first you will read it and then you will write it. Okay, so the priority goes to reading first and then writing. Then the second one is write. Okay, so write plus read. So read data, it will overwrite the existing data, as we know. So it will to read the data first and then read the data. Okay, write it first and then read it. Okay, here cursor position is also very important, so we'll talk about it and I'll show you why it is important. Okay, then a plus. What is a plus? So it is appending a data. So to append, first, now see, there are only three options: read, write and append. So if you do r plus, that means read plus write. So the next one, so read plus write, write plus read. Okay, w. Then we have append. So append plus write. Okay, read data from the file. It won't overwrite the existing data. Now we'll go directly to the practical window and we'll see how it is going to work. So it is very simple. We will create an object of a file, and first of all, I'll open this. I'll show you that I have a file which is temp.txt. Okay, I'll open it for you and we'll see what data lies inside that particular file. So it is loading and it will taking some time. Yeah, it is loaded. See, this is what the data is inside the file. Okay, we will just close it. Okay, yeah, leave it. Okay, now what I will do, I will go to this new sheet. Okay, I am opening that particular file. So what I will write, open. Okay, and I will write over here the file name, that is temp dot. Now I'll give the extension txt. Then I'll complete the single quote. I'll write r and then I'll complete it. And once this object is created, see, this file is an object. Okay, I can give any name. I can give Christmas to it. That is fine, but it is file. So this open is important. It is opening of this file into a read mode. So this is how you will write it into single quotes. Okay, once that is done, you will be printing it. I want to see the result, so I will write print.file. Okay, but I want to read it, so I will read it. Okay, this is how I will write it and then I'll execute it. So it is showing me the result. Okay, now see, this is your read operation. Now if I want to write something over here, so I will write w, and then what I will do, I will write what I want to do, I want to write it. Okay, so the file is ready already. Now if I want to create another file, I don't have this temp2. If you see over here, I don't have temp2. Okay, observe this. Now if I execute this and if I write it over here like file is equals to input, and then I will take an input from user that please write something on the file. Okay, I'll close it, and what I will do, I will write file dot write. Okay, and then I'll write file over here and then I'll close it. User input, I'll create a new user input object. input. Okay, I'll copy this, I'll put it over here, and then I'll execute it. So see, now it is asking me to write it. I don't have this file, I'm just writing it. This is my sample text to the temp2 file. Okay, and I'll hit enter. Now see, I have executed it, and if you see, I don't have a file over here right now, but if I reload it, it will take some time to reload, and once it is done, it will show me temp2 file over here. Because why? Because here I have written write operation. So write operation, what it will do, if the file is not present over there, it will create the file and then it will store the data. So that is what happened over here. It has created the file and then it has added the data over there. Okay, so I think there is, I just need to go over here. Yeah, I just need to close the file. So file dot close. This is the importance of closing of a file. I have not closed it, so the data is not stored over there. Now if I execute it, it is asking me the result. Okay, so I am adding that this is my temp2 file data. Okay, and then I am hitting enter. Now it is done. I'll close this, I'll go over here and I will do a refresh over here. Okay, once I do a refresh and I have closed the file, that means the file writing of the file is done after the execution of this particular command. So and if I go to the bottom and if I open it, so it will show me the text, whatever text I have added over here. Yeah, see this is the importance of writing this file dot close. Okay, and that is where the finally we have, if you remember, we have exception handling where we have finally block. So this finally block is important for writing this, that no matter what happens, you need to close your file if you have opened it. Okay, so this is the important of file handling with exception handling. Okay, now this is the importance of close. Now we will talk about, we have seen about read operation, write operation. Now we will see about append operation, so that is A. Okay, so see this file is already there, and now I'll show you first why append is important. So here I have written this, and this is my temp2 file data. Okay, what I will do, I will try to print that data. We know, basically we know what data is in, this is my temp2 file data in temp2. Okay, so what I will do, I will just try to write something more into it. Okay, and let's see if it takes it or if it is overriding it. Okay, so I'll write gibberish. Okay, numbers. Okay, then I'll put something like this and I like this. So is it going to override it? That means it is going to clean the previous data and add this, or it is going to add the data to the file. We are going to see it. We are hitting enter and I'll close this file. I'll just close it and then I'll refresh it and then again I'll open the temp2 file. Okay, just wait for a second, it is loading. Okay, now I'll just scroll it down. Okay, and then I'll open this, open it. Okay, it is opening, it is loading, just give it some time. Now see, this has been replaced by this. So to overcome this situation, we have a solution. What is the solution? We will write append. Okay, once we write append, what will happen? See, we have a gibberish inside it. Okay, inside this file. Now I'll execute it one more time and I will write, this is my most important message, please do not delete it. Okay, then I'll hit enter. Now I'll refresh it. It will take some time. It will load the data, and then it will give me the file content. So just give me a second. It is loaded well. Now I'll go to temp2 and then I'll open it. Now see, after gibberish, the text that this file holds the important data, this is my most important data, has been added. So it is not overriding. That is the important use of append. Now every time I'm going back to the file and then I'm opening it and then I'm seeing it, I don't want to do that. What I want to do, I just want to see the output over here only. So what I will do, I'll open this file over here. Okay, I'll read it. I'll write the data over here. So first it will read. I don't want to read it first. I want to write it, and then I want to show it. So I will write W, and then what I will do, I will read it. So I will write file dot read. Okay, then I'll complete this. I'll just print it. Let's see what happens. Will it execute or it will give me some error? Okay, so I will just enter and I'll say this is my normal text to check W plus option. I'll hit enter. Now is it executing? Is it showing me the result? No, it is not. Okay, why it is not showing? Because of the position of the cursor position. The cursor position or the pointer of that particular writing file is at the end. So, and if I am saying print, so it does not have anything to print. So what I will do, instead of doing this, I will write file dot seek, and then I am seeking the 0th position, that is this after file. So this is my 0th index from where I want it to be written. So now I'll execute it one more time. This is my test for W plus option. Okay, then if I hit enter, see the magic. That is why file.seek is important, and seek that the index. If I give the index, that is 0th index, from 0th index read it, because see what is happening, your cursor is writing this, and after this you are giving a command to print. So you don't have anything after you have written something. You have everything before that particular cursor. So you need to reset your cursor to the 0th index. That is where you will use file.seek. This is the important option of it again, and this is again very important. We have seen the implications and applications of both of these. Now similarly we have R plus. So R, what it will do, read plus write. So first of all it will read the data and then it will write. So if you give this type of information like read the file, okay, I'll just delete it from here and I'll just put it over here. No need to put it over here. I'll just delete it or comment it. So what is happening over here, it is reading the data first, and then it is writing it. Okay, so if I execute it, this is my test. It has read it, and now I'm saying after reading the file I have written this text. Now by default it will override the previous data. That is the functionality of it. I'll just hit enter, and then I'll re-execute it. Once I re-execute, see this is my test. It is going to be replaced by this capital information. So see, this is my capital information is added to this. Sorry, it is going to be added. Okay, now if I add something over here as like please check the details, okay, and then I am hitting enter, and now I am executing it one more time. So it is adding the data. Please check the details. Okay, this is how it will work for read and write. Okay, read first and then write. Okay, now we will see for append. Okay, so append works on the same line. Okay, I'll just change it. I'll put some value over here and then we'll see. Okay, I'll enter. Okay, enter. Okay, then we'll again go and check it out. So I will hit enter. So it is appending the, it has written the file, but there is nothing to read. Okay, now I am appending it. We are appending some information over the file. Okay, and hit enter. So see, now if I execute it, it is not storing the data. Okay, so please write something to the file. Okay, so if I just reload it, if I show you so basically what happens in a plus, to append and read data from file, it won't override existing data. So it will append and read. It will append the data and it will read the data. First it will append and then it will read the data from that particular file. So that is the application of using a plus option. I just want you guys to try it out by yourself and see how it is working and how things are. See this, these are the information which are we have added. We are appending some information, so the file, the data is inserted into it and we are able to see the information. Okay, we have written it. So again, this is again going to be important. After reading the file, after writing it, we need to set the position as file, that is seek file. Okay, and then if I hit enter and then I'll say now show us the details. Okay, now it will, if I hit enter and okay, if I, so yeah, this is how the data is going to be added to the file again and again. Okay, so let's revise it quickly, what all things we have seen. So basically we have seen types of file. There are two types of files, binary files, and then the second one is your text file. In text file we can add text and we can store text. Then we have seen different types of modes, that is there are 6 types of modes. The first one is read mode, that is first the file will be first the data will be read from that particular file. And how we can do it, we will create an object file and then file dot read. This is the method we will be creating to this is the method we will be writing to get the data from that particular file. Then we have write operation. So if you want to write something to a file, we will be writing w and then we will be giving the file name with extension, and then we will be giving w as a mode. Then we will be creating a user input, or if you want to directly write something to the file, you can do that. And then you can write the file and then you can file dot close. File dot close is important because unless and until you close the file, it will not be saved. Okay, so you need to close it, and that is where finally an exception blocks comes into picture. Now the second one is your append mode is used to append the data. W is overriding the data which you have added to the file. So to overcome that, we will be using a, that is appending the data. Then we have r plus. So first priority is read and then write. Okay, so read and then write. Okay, this is how you will do for r plus. Then we have w, that is it will write and append. Okay, so this is how you will be using seek operation over here. Seek position 0th index will give, and then we will write it, and then we will print that particular file, and then we will close it. Then we have a plus, that is appending. So we are adding the data to the file, and then we are setting it to the 0th index, and then we are getting the result. Okay, so if I just copy this and if I just paste it over here and like this, and if I execute it, okay, so I'll just have to complete the previous action. Okay, I'll just do it, and now if I do it like this, it is going to ask me certain data, and then I'll enter that, and this is the data which has been added to the file. Okay. Okay, so I have covered all the points and all the things which I wanted to cover. If you have any questions, any queries, or any doubts regarding the topic which we have covered today, you can write me a comment and we will be discussing it in